watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody, it's Jonathan. Make sure I fix my camera a little bit. What's up? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Masters in Trading Live. We get on here every single day, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, to go over the market and share our thoughts. Now, I'm a big believer, and we want to look at the market differently than everybody else in the world. That's why we like to say the creative trader wins. So today, I got 4 topics to go over. 1, we're getting into the election. Elections in November. It happens every election. Let's talk about tariffs. So we're going to look at the U.S. steel industry. We're going to look for divergences in the U.S. steel industry. How this works is whenever I share trades with our advanced notice program, which is our unusual options activity program, I can't share those trades with everybody else because then I can be seen as moving the market, which is not cool. But once we close those trades, I can then share those trades and explain those trades to you. So that's what we're going to do with AI. And then finally, a name you don't see on my charts very much, Apple. We'll go over Apple. Had a pretty cool trade in Apple. So let's go over to the screen. Old school, U.S. steel industry. Let's talk about it. If we look at the U.S. steel industry, here are the companies that are the most liquid, the most tradable. And so how are we going to look at these? Let me grab my pen. Okay, so all U.S. steel companies. I started in the business in '97. Throughout my career, throughout my professional trading career, and I've traded professionally. That's how I put food on the table for my family. Through my career, every single stop has been one form or another of relative value trading. And what that means is, if this is Netflix, and then Netflix taking share from Blockbuster, let's call it like this, Netflix, Blockbuster, that's a divergence trade. They're taking market share. U.S. Steel are all moving together. If these are all U.S. steel companies all moving together, we want to buy what's inexpensive and sell what's expensive. So if we look at the U.S. steel companies here, I organize them. I organize them for market cap because we have USAP, which is 300 million, all the way up to NUE, which is 36 billion. Now, what do we know? Well, for one, market caps are very different. So USAP is a very different company than US Steel. Look at the volatility. Volatility, what you'll notice is because these are the biggest and most liquid, they are going to have the lowest volatility. Because these are smaller, there's going to be more speculation. There's going to be less familiarity. That's a tough word for me to say. Familiarity with USAP and WOR. That's why they're going to have a higher implied volatility. Beta. I put beta on here because beta is just systematic risk. When the market moves, expect Cliff to move more than USAP because of that beta. So now I show you the entire U.S. steel industry. How do we look at this to find trades, to find really cool trades? Well, what we want to do is we want to organize these, and we want to organize them into the like products. So right here, we're looking at, hopefully that you can see, NUE against STLD. These are the biggest steel companies, biggest U.S. steel companies, and notice how they're moving together. Once in a while, they'll get out of whack. When they get out of whack, there's a potential trade. Right now, if you were going to trade based upon this chart, NUE is inexpensive relative to STLD. Here is the next group. Here we're looking at the bottom two, which is going to be USAP against WOR. And again, you can see trading together. There's a little bit of a divergence here, but what's happened, USAP has been really, really strong, while WOR has been really weak. So if traders want to invest in U.S. steel companies and get a very, very speculative, inexpensive company, potentially they would consider getting long WOR. If we go to the next chart, here I'm putting CMC, Cliff, ATI, and X all together. One is not going to rally without the others. This is how we look at divergences. With expected tariffs for the U.S. election, I think it's really good risk to consider getting long inexpensive U.S. steel companies. Hope that helps. Curious actually what you think about that trade, but I just think it's a good long-term play to get long U.S. steel companies and do that by looking for divergences. Back to the screen. We're going to talk about advanced notice. Advanced notice is our unusual option activity program. We call it advanced notice because when you see these big unusual option activity trades, it's literally like getting advanced notice which direction the market's going to go. Well, advanced notice trade we took off yesterday in AI. So now that we take off the trade, JR here can trade it with all of you guys to give you an example of the kind of trades that we do. So this trade was shared May 6th. And it was a trade on AI. The trade was to get long the 30 strike calls and to get buy puts in the 22.5 puts. So you're buying puts and buying calls. When you do this, you're long the stock from 30, you're short the stock from 22.5. Anything in between is no man's land and we lose our money. So that's a sad face. So we don't want any of that. How this trade worked. May 6th, I shared the trade. Once we start moving, we're going to do trades to manage those trades. So May 31st, I shared a trade to manage this position. The managing in this position was 22 halves. We're short with the puts. 30s. We're long with the calls. Well, now I wanted to buy the 32s and sell the 36s. That's what we're able to do right here. And yesterday, we were able to take off this trade for 222%. So this trade was $31 to get in. And traders and in the portfolio, we were able to take it off for $1.36. So if I had one of those clapping things, I'd be like, yeah, way to go. Good job, guys. Now, once we were able to lock in a big profit on this trade, that's when I turned and said, you know what, guys? Let's also take off all of our risk in our strangle, because this strangle stunk. It wasn't doing good. It was down 50%. We did a trade to manage that trade. Once we were able to lock in a wing dinger of a gain, we're able to get out of this trade too. So the full trades making 4% and then 222%. Heck of a job, guys. Heck of a job. Here's the chart of AI, just showing you the chart going back to May 6th, when we first shared the trade, May 6th is going to be right here. Okay? So again, May 6th, rally, rally, rally. We had earnings. It didn't rally enough to get through that 30 strike, but that's when I was able to suggest that 32.36. Wood here was able to grab $1,000 on this trade. And then I think we have some more. Jerry here was able to get into his trade as well. He got in for 54 cents and was able to sell out for 92 cents. So Wood, Jerry, everybody else, bravo. Really, really nice AI trade. I love this, guys. Give a man to fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. When we're trading, if you don't learn, you're at a disadvantage, because if you don't learn, you're never going to have the confidence to stay in the trade. When I see comments like this in Discord, I get so excited, because the ultimate goal is for you guys to come in and learn how to fish on your own. I share lots of trades in our programs. I do everything I can to put our traders in the best position to succeed. But the way that you're really going to grow is to learn how to manage money. Learn the proper way to how to manage money. So Plug, thank you for sharing. Got in an earnings trade. He did it in Apple. He was able to get in for $7.98, and he just sold those for $21. So that is just an absolute heck of a trade. Now I have a little bit of announcement, because about a week ago, I went over a trade in GameStop, and GameStop it's just been attacking our advanced notice unusual option activity tool. During that presentation about a week ago, I think I said I wouldn't touch game with my enemy's trading account. Well, for everybody in our advanced notice, everybody in our all access part of me, I want you guys to hang on. You're not my enemy. This is not my enemy's trading account, but I found a really good trade in game that I'm going to walk through with you guys, and I think you'll love it. It's about risking small to potentially win really freaking big. Thanks for watching. We'll be on live tomorrow, 11 o'clock Eastern time. All access, you guys hang on. I'll be right back.